Hey guys, what'd you say, honey?
Can I clink around a little bit?
Sure. Hey guys, welcome to Shop Talk Tuesday. I see you guys are already, making jokes, which I really appreciate. Jeremy, I hear you. Um, whatever. I can count to three sometimes, and I have all my fingers. I've only cut one finger in the table saw before and drilled another finger, so I'm still good. Hey, chicken guy. She is laying in her bed asleep. I would go grab her, but I don't want to wake her up. So I have a few things on the list tonight, and one of them is the adoption process. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to Tommy H and family. He donated to our adoption last Tuesday, and it's every little bit counts. It's such a blessing that you guys are willing to support our family. Even Aaron and I aren't having the best time. The easiest time trying to have our own children, and the Lord has kind of led us to the adoption process, and it's just really cool that people, that you guys out there are supporting us, and it means a lot. It means a lot to both of us. So Tommy H and family, thank you so much. And there was also an anonymous donation that, it's anonymous. I don't know who to thank, but to you, Mr. Anonymous or Mrs. Anonymous, we really appreciate it too. William, I'm not sure what you mean by that. It's kind of nasty. But that was just part one. We have four things I want to go over. The second thing that I want to go over, I know I'm still pretty new here on YouTube, but I had a few people mention in the comments that move this up just a tad bit. That you guys, or that people were interested in T-shirts, some Good View Woodworks T-shirts. Sorry about that. Sorry about messing with the camera there. But if you guys are interested in T-shirts, let me know in the comments. Leave me a comment and let me know if you would or would not like a T-shirt. I've been thinking about, I have some ideas for some hats and T-shirts and things like that. And there's a question I wanted to ask. So would you like just a Goodview Woodworks logo, or maybe something that I've said in past videos like slicker than eel snot or smaller than a tick turd or something like that on the T-shirts? So you guys, let me know what you think. And TR Stags hats, I love to wear a hat, and I wear a lot of them. And so, I'm going to make, even if I don't sell them, I'm going to get some hats out for myself. That way I can wear them in the shop and you guys can see them when I post videos. Nathan, sweatshirt, that's something also I've thought about. I don't know about a toga. You think many people will buy a toga? The chicken guy, it could. It's kind of like stickers on a race car. I think a few stickers, they give 5 horsepower each, right? So I had to click and show one of the comments because I guess a turd is something that they want to hide on there. But Dewey, yeah, that's one of my favorites. Oh man. All right, guys. So that's enough about T-shirts and stuff. I mean, you guys can still post and comment, and I'll read them when I get there. But I wanted to move on to, I had another idea for you guys because there's been a bunch of comments asking how do I price things and how much does it cost to make this or that. So I was thinking today maybe we could have like a series where Aaron and I go to like a salvage place or like a thrift store or Habitat for Humanity something like that, and we pick out an old piece of furniture or something like that, and we can not only restore it, but maybe implement some stone coat countertops, epoxy, and do like a quartz top looking thing, and possibly, make some custom legs and stuff like that. Like, would you guys be interested in that? I hear you, Nate. And Will, yeah, you'd be surprised. As a matter of fact, my wife and I have a project coming up soon. We don't in our house is real small, and we don't actually have a good spot for a wood stove because our chimney opens up into our kitchen, and we have like another stove already. There's no need to have a wood stove in our kitchen. Plus, it kind of takes up some room. So what we were thinking, we have an electric fireplace, and we were gonna build a faux fireplace, a brick fireplace in our living room. It'll still give us heat, and it'll look pretty cool. It'll give me a chance to make a mantle and build it up with bricks. And the reason why I say that is because at the thrift store, we found actually 3 boxes of thin bricks. I don't know if you see them. They're not tiles, but they're just bricks that have been sliced really thin. And they were like $12 at the thrift store. So we really scored pretty big on that because usually they're about $55 a box. So Metro 21521, what's a good romantic song to listen to while I work? That's a good one. I don't usually listen to romantic songs. Probably I would love to record my wife singing to me and listen to that. Oh, Jeremy, so in Michigan, I have to get back to you on that one, Jeremy. I'll link it up in the description later. I'll call my father-in-law. I forgot where we were. It's up by his house, near Detroit. So it's probably like an hour north, or was it north of Detroit where we went to get that wood that time?
At the Woodward Throwbacks?
Yeah. So the name of the place is Woodward Throwbacks, if you want to look it up.
Instagram handle is Woodward Throwback.
Oh, excuse me. No, Woodward Throwbacks was another place that we went to, where I didn't video.
What are you talking about?
We videoed up there.
You and
Remember, I was sitting in the bathtub? It was just me and your dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get back to you guys on that one. Sorry about that little bunny trail. It says manzanita root balls and blue resin. Give it a try. So yeah, I will try that. William, Jeremy, oh man, that's terrible. Oh, Nate, do we have a name in mind for the adoption? Yes, actually we have a few names. I don't know yet, but we were thinking, my grandfather, I looked up to him a lot. He just passed away later last year in May 2018, and I looked up to him a lot. He was a person that I looked up to, and he taught me a lot of things, taught me some woodworking and a lot of car stuff, and just somebody that I would aspire to be like. And I think that if we have a boy, that we would name him after my grandfather, Fred. So we're looking at Frederick. Would probably be a name that we would lean heavily towards. No, me and me and her dad were not in a bathtub. I was in, sorry, I misspoke. I was in a bathtub sitting out there at the salvage yard, and he took my picture while I was in the bathtub. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that would be terrible. First of all, he's a big dude. There's no way we would both fit in the bathtub anyway. Oh, man. You guys are hilarious. So, well, you can see the thumbnail for yourself. 772. I'm fully clothed. The bathtub is outside. It's not hooked up. It's not in anything. It was a salvage, and it was just laying out there in the yard. So I climbed in there. You guys are messed up. All right. So that's enough of that. So I did want to tell you guys a story. This is Shop Talk Tuesday, and what I would like to do is either have a story to tell you guys, or what's going on in the shop, or talk about a tool. And I think tonight I want to talk about this tool right here, and this is my dowel jig. Now, Erin, my wife, her grandfather passed away shortly after we got married, and he actually left me a lot of his tools, and he was a really awesome guy as well. I wish I could have known him for longer. Having said that, he left me a lot of tools, and yeah, I appreciate it all the time because all of his stuff comes in handy. Well, this is one of those tools, and I think I've used this tool a lot. It works really good. It works really great because I've used some other dowel jigs that kind of only reference one side of the board, like from the top and drill in. But this one, it's like a clamp, if you can see it. So it references both sides and it gets it perfectly in the center of the board. Tailgate down. You have that. That is awesome that you have one. They work great. TR Stags, where's the super chat button? Well, man, I wish I knew. I don't know. Maybe I have to turn that on or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't. This is only my third time, and I really appreciate you wanting to donate. But I gotta figure it out. I don't know yet. So let me figure that out, and then next time you can bless us like that, man. I really do appreciate it, though. Yeah, tailgate down. I use the jig all the time, and I think my favorite part about the jig is that it has several places for different size dowels, and also it has. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm trying to figure out how I can show you guys, but let me see if you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But anyway, inside these holes, there's a line that's dead center of the dowel hole. So it makes it super easy when you want to lay out a bunch of boards that you want to join together. It's one of my favorite tools in the shop. I've used it a million times. And if you guys don't have one, you want one, I know Tailgate Down's got one already, but I'll go back later and link it up in the description. That way, if you guys want one, you can come back later and snag one up. Hey, Will. Well, I don't know if there's going to be more serving trays in the works, but if if people want them, yeah, I can do all different kinds of styles. Maybe if you guys wanted to see me make another one or a different style one, I would love to make what you guys want to see. Yes, tailgate down. That and the Craig pocket jig are must-haves. You're 100% correct, because I have one that clamps to the bench, right? Clamp it down, and then you can do 2 or 3 pocket holes, and I have the single pocket holer. And I've used that single pocket holder almost more than I have the one that clamps down to the bench, because sometimes I want to get it into like a weird spot, and that one it's only like what, $15, $20, something like that, and it's helped me make a lot of different stuff. Oh, you guys are hilarious. All right, Nathan said, what's your favorite kind of wood to work with? Now, that's that's hard because I've worked with a lot of different species, a lot of exotics, but I would say black walnut is probably one of my favorites because it looks really pretty without any finish on it. It works really well. You can turn it. It's hard, but it's easy it's easy to cut. It's not gonna like dull my blades or anything. And it smells good when you cut it. And also when you finally put the finish on black walnut, it just pops. It looks so good. And especially if you can be lucky enough to get some black walnut with curl or, you know, some burl and stuff in it, looks awesome. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy said, I actually have my bench one set up at the moment working on workbench so I can do epoxy products. That's cool. Have you done any epoxy yet? Have you done any projects recently? Nate, it does look like that's a good. I've never heard it put like that. It looks like melted chocolate. Yeah, it totally does. Especially if you get some like maybe that has like the really light colored sapwood next to it. Kind of, you know, it does kind of look like that. Hey, William Wagman, can you please specify what you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, what? Did you want to send me some wood? Jason Kuhn said, I just completed my first small side table learning tricks. Hey, man, that makes me feel really awesome. That's really cool. If I would be really interested in seeing what you made. If you should direct message me on Instagram if you have Instagram. My handle is @GoodviewWoodworks. So if you want to shoot me a picture, I would love to see it. Yeah, Will, that'd be awesome. You should direct message me on Instagram as well. Hey, Andy, what's up, bro? What's going on, man? You made it this time. I'm glad to see you here. John C. says, do you have any tips for making sure all four legs of the table touch the ground? Make sure they're all the same measurement. Make sure they're cut square on the ends and that they're all the same length.
Got those tabs, adjustable tabs.
Oh, my wife just made a good point too. You can also, if you go to Home Depot, they have feet that you can install into the bottom of the legs that protect your floors, but they also swivel and lengthen and shorten. That way you can get every leg exactly right. I use those quite a bit. Andy, sorry, let me get you caught up. We're just, people are asking questions and I'm answering, but we went over some t-shirt ideas that I had. See if you guys wanted some Good View Woodworks t-shirts. We went over an idea for salvage projects to make something we got from the salvage yard, and then we gave some shout outs for people who donated to the adoption. So tailgate down, where's Paul and Renee? I'm gonna text him, ask why. Hey, so well, they're home, man. I think they are in a Bible study, so that's probably why they're not up here. So yeah, get on them. Tell them, you know, you need to be watching my live feed. Hey, John C., I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry that you're having trouble with twisting. So can you kind of describe to me what do you mean by twisting? Like, how much is it twisting? And do you have a moisture meter? That's something that you really need to invest in. It's only like $20 or $30 for a nice moisture meter, even less in some places. but you want to only work with your lumber when it's 10% or 10% moisture content or lower. 772 Rich says, haven't used epoxy before, but will any do? Get a deal on West Systems, not sure if that's appropriate. I know a lot of people who have used West Systems epoxy, and you can totally use it. The problem with West Systems epoxy, though, is if you are wanting to cast something, like pour something thick, it's not really designed to do that, and it heats up really hot, and it can cause a lot of bubbles and other issues when curing. So you can use it, but you have to do multiple thin pours. William, that's a good tip, man. I did not know that, so I will be looking into that too. Jason Kuhn, yes, I am on Messenger. You can hit me up there. So Facebook, Goodview Woodworks. You can find me on Facebook too. Hey guys, thanks for coming on here and commenting and interacting with me. It's so much fun every Tuesday, and I think what I'm gonna do is every Tuesday night I'm gonna keep the same time. So if you guys want to watch again next Tuesday, what I'm gonna do is every Tuesday from now on we will have a live chat, and it'll be at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to just remember that, schedule it, do what you do, I'd really appreciate it. Andy says, I'll support the channel, bro, keeps us informed on the teas. Yeah, hey man, I really appreciate that. I will definitely keep you guys up to date on the t-shirts, and if you would, I know some of you guys have already, but go ahead and comment on the bottom. Would you just like a logo shirt, or do you want like a funny, quip that I say sometimes in some of the videos, and like slickered in a cat turd on linoleum or something like that, or slickered in eel snot, or you know what I've said in the past, guys. So let me know. Hey Nathan, so what project I'm working on now? So I'm in the process of, first of all, I just want to say I'm finishing up my mom's buffet. I've been out in the shop every night trying to get a little bit done on that, here and there, and I'm getting close to being finished with the building. So I need to make a couple more doors and one drawer, and I'll be done building it. And it'll be time for sanding and finishing and ready to get that thing out of the shop into my mom, who I know will be really happy to finally get that. All right, Jeremy, thanks for the vote. I appreciate that. I think what I'll do is I'll also, on the community tab, I'll post up a place or a thing where everybody can vote. And I want to do the funny slogans too. That's the one I'm leaning towards. Tailgate Down says, when using epoxies, have you used a flame to keep the air bubbles out? Yes, I have used a torch, but I actually prefer a heat gun. And the reason why I prefer a heat gun is because a heat gun will still get all the bubbles out as well. But with a heat gun, I can push the epoxy around. I can get the heat gun closer and not burn it. I can push it around and get the metallics to move without the potential to burn the epoxy with the torch. Torch works great, but there are two things that I don't like about a torch. One, it runs out of fuel, and so you gotta buy the cans, and two, you have a potential to get too close and burn the epoxy. Okay, Andy, I like that suggestion. The thumbnail with the thumbnail pic with the logo. Hey, I didn't even think about that, so I'm glad you said that. That does sound cool. The pine knot shop, yes, and it won't melt your tape if you're using tape as a barrier. I did that, and I'm sorry that you had to learn the hard way on that one too. I want to go back up here to Nathan's comment, and the big project that I'll be working on here soon, I've started laying it out, is a gentleman who has a yacht, goes to my church, has commissioned me to make him a table, and we're making a big river table for his yacht. So it'll be, I have a huge slab. I don't know if you guys have seen in the background of some of my videos, you've seen that huge burly maple slab standing up in the back. We'll be using that slab as the table, and it's going to be a river table. So we'll rip it down, flip the outsides towards the inside, and it's going to be a huge pour. The pour, I think, is going to be somewhere around 11 gallons of epoxy. So I'm a little nervous actually pouring that much, because, man, that's a big investment to mess up, you know? Tailgate Down asked, where do I get my metallics? And so far, I've gotten my metallics from Stove Coat Countertops. I've gotten a few places on Amazon, but I like Stone Coat's colors. They're awesome, and he sends you like a little bit more than what other people send, so I like Stone Coat's. But I also really like Black Diamond pigments. If you go, you guys can search them on Instagram, and I think they actually have Amazon. They're up on Amazon too. So just type in Black Diamond pigments, and they have a huge selection of different things. I think that they have this a pigment also that is thermochromic, which means it's a certain color, blue, red, green, whatever. But when it gets above 85 degrees or 90 degrees, it turns clear. And I'm trying to figure out a way that we can implement that with epoxy. So maybe we had like something in the epoxy, that way when you heat up the top you could see through it, but I just don't know how to implement it. So that would be something I got to think about and see if we can do a video on that. Nathan, yeah, you're right. Nathan says, please make sure you seal that thing shut. 11 gallons of epoxy on the ground means you're living on the street for the rest of your life begging for money to pay back on that epoxy. Yes, I will definitely seal. I'm going to seal the wood first. I'm going to make sure I have no leaks. Caulk that thing up, seal it. It's not getting out. And I'm not going to waste any of that epoxy, that's for sure. Pine Knot Shop asks, have you ever figured the weight that is added to a large table like the yacht table by epoxy? It seems very heavy multiplied by 10 gallons. Well, no, I haven't. So that's probably something I should probably get on that. But no, I haven't. I'm sure that it probably weighs whatever each probably is just, it doesn't change weight when it cures. I'm sure that it stays the same weight. So, you probably just adds onto it. Jay Thomas asked, have you experimented with any wood bending techniques like ammonia saturation or kerf cutting? Would you be interested in he would be interested to see how I would apply it to a project. That, you know what? I'm glad you said that, Jay, because that is something that I'm working on right now. I have done kerf bending. I have not done ammonia saturation before, but I have done kerf bending, and I also have done bent lamination. So I may post a picture up in the community tab. I made some wooden fenders for my wife's bicycle. She has a beach cruiser, and I made some wooden fenders for it using the bent lamination technique. Yeah, so tailgate down. Yeah, you're right. So 10 pounds per gallon. I'm at 100 pounds to a 200-pound slab already. Michael Russell, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Thanks for chiming in. So I was kind of thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of using the maybe the bent lamination or kerf cutting. I don't know how I'd use that with epoxy, but maybe we could do something like a round table and use, or like a pill shaped or oval shaped table using the curve cutting thing. I don't know. You guys give me some suggestions. I'm always down for suggestions. So, well, guys. Hey, Christopher Woodell, what is up? Thanks for chiming in. I'm sorry that I'm about to cut it short. If you guys have anything else that you want to ask before I bounce up off of here, please leave a comment so I can answer it really quickly. I just want to shout out to you guys again. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me on Tuesday nights. I know you guys could be doing something else, and I just really appreciate you coming to hang out with me. It's really cool. I have a blast coming here on Tuesday nights and talking with you guys. Nathan, what's the meaning of life? I don't know, man. That is for you to figure out. Tailgate down. He asked, you seal your epoxy jobs with a urethane. If you don't, it will yellow due to IV. So he's not asking questions, excuse me, he's telling me. I have used a urethane to seal, and I've also used Stone Coat's Quick Coat to seal the edges. That works really well too. Hey, Michael, no problem, man. That's why I have a YouTube channel, so I can share what I know and what I've learned to you guys, and so that I can learn more from you guys, because obviously I don't know a lot, and I learn a lot from reading your all's comments too. I just said your alls. That's a pretty redneck word right there, ain't it? Your alls. Tailgate down. UV. Yeah, sorry. I just read what you typed. I figured that's what you meant. Chris says, I just started watching you and love your work. I'm getting ready to start a resin wood coffee table. So Christopher, hey man, if you need anything, just let me know. Hit me up on here, or hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. If you have any questions, I'm right here. If I can answer them, I'll help you out. All right, guys. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight on Tuesday. Love you all. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and spend some time with my wife. I think we're going to watch some Redbox. No, not Redbox. What is it called? Netflix. We're going to Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? Aaron says I can't say that. It's in a pro. So, thanks, guys. God bless you guys, too. And